Yes, I am. It's another edition of Fitzgibberish. You know what it is, a diatribe, a conspiracy theory, and an island in the middle of unapologetic. And I think we were pretty accurate today, but sometimes inaccurate sports talk. Yes, everyone, it is the NFL is Basketball with Traveling Volume 3. You know,
here we go.
You know it's America when there's a trilogy and Tom Brady. Tom Brady? Have you been listening to Windy City Sports Talk and more specifically my Fitzgibberishes? Because Tom Brady said this with your boy, Stephen A. Smith. Not your boy, but your boy.
That's my guy.
A lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. Yeah. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past.
Why not?
And
why not?
I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development of young players is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. Mm-hmm. So I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it's been. I think I look at a lot of players like Ray Lewis and Rodney Harrison and Ronnie Lott and guys that impacted the game in a certain way. And every hit they would have made would have been a penalty. Your coach is complaining about their own player being tackled and not necessarily, why don't they talk to their player about how to protect himself? We used to work on the fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to be regulated all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to the defensive player to protect the offensive player. A defensive player needs to protect himself. I didn't throw the ball to certain areas because I was afraid players were going to get knocked out. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. Wow. I didn't throw it to the middle when I played Ray Lewis because you knock him out of the game, and I couldn't afford to lose a good player.
Tommy. Another clip playing. But anyway, it took you long enough. And as you say, why has the NFL become mediocre? The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits. A good follow-up question, Stephen A. Is Stephen A. The A and Stephen A. is for ass would have been, do you think football is turning into basketball with traveling? Or basically LeBron James' go-to move for the past decade? Tom, why, since you got divorced, sir, if you can answer me this question, have you started to look like the crackhead from Breaking Bad?
Oh boy.
The man needs a sandwich.
Oh God.
He is. For
oh no.
Sake. Get him a sandwich or a pink taco or 1,000. Tommy Lukongi for more than just food. Giselle, leaving your ass. We didn't hear any of this mediocre talk when you were playing in the league all those months ago. Yeah, that's right. You played recently in the NFL. Did you forget again, like that time when Khalil Mack was putting up your keister and you couldn't even remember what down it was? Were you saying this on February 3rd, 2019, when your Patriots beat the LA Rams 13-3 and a fucking snoozer of a Super Bowl? That Super Bowl paired the two worst Super Bowl teams in memory, and you were on one of them, the quarterback. If not for a Bears double doink, maybe Matt could have slapped you around in that Super Bowl instead of a couple years later. I had a reference to the double doink again. Oh no. Also, didn't you play in the same division as the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets for the better part of 2 decades? The Bills' record in the last 20 years, this is including them being in the playoffs the last 3, is 155 and 162. The Dolphins' record in the last 20 years, 144 and 173. And last but certainly not least, the fucking Jets' record the last 20 years was 133 and 89. That's pretty mediocre. You can sleepwalk into the playoffs, Tom. Anyway, we digress while we're digressing. Tom actually has a point. The last time we talked about this, we referenced flag football's rise in popularity to be included in the Olympics. Maybe that's what the NFL becomes. This time, our good friend, Aaron Ludwig from the Dads with Bacon Network and Jordan Love apologist shared an interesting article recently on Facebook about this subject. The title, NFL to consider the rule change to eliminate hip drop tackle due to risk of injury. This isn't the WWE. Yes, Commissioner Roger Goodell, who is starting to look more and more like a melted boob candle with hair, and his cronies are looking to add yet another rule that favors offenses. What's a hip drop tackle, you say? I will try to explain it, but like most NFL rules, nobody will really ever know.
It's just a tackle.
Yeah, it's just a tackle. Rich McKay, the chairman of NFL's competition committee, whatever the fuck that is, called the hip drop tackle a cousin of the horse collar. What's happening on the hip drop tackle is, this is Rich talking, is the defender is encircling, tackling the runner, and then swinging their weight and falling on the other side of the leg, which is their ankle or their knee. When they use that tactic, you could see why they do, because it could be a smaller man against a bigger man, and they're trying to get that person down because that's the object of the game. Well, thank you for telling me that, Rich McKay. But when they do, the runner becomes defenseless. Defenseless? I thought he was bigger. How does anybody tackle anyone anymore, Rich, if that is your real name? I don't think the hip drop tackle is the cousin of the horse collar. I think the hip drop tackle is what happens when two cousins get together and have a baby that lacks a chromosome. This is just the long, slow, glacial pace to eventually turn out to be flag football. And Rich or Roger, I'll tell you what I told my girlfriend when I was 16 years old. Come on, let's just do it already. That's Fitzgibberish. Combs.
I don't know what just happened there.